Hey, what is up, peeps and peepettes? What's going on? Hey there, K.A. Pullins. Pastor, how you doing? What's happening on that side of the world? Good to see you today. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wilson, how are you? What's happening? What's going on with you guys? Hey, it's your boy. It's Eminem. Pastor Malachi here. And this is Tuesday's version of Eminem's, I was going to say treadmill motivation, but we're not doing no motivation on the treadmill today. But I'm grateful that you guys are here with me today. We're going to talk about something that is very important. Well, everything is pretty much important nowadays, right? Definitely. Tag your friends, let them know that Eminem is on. Share it with your friends, share it with your loved ones, share it with those that you don't get along with. Let them know that we about to do this thing. We about to turn it up. We about to crank it up. We about to tear off the knob. It's a beautiful day here in Lake Elsinore, California. I don't know where you're at and what you're doing today and how the weather is, but it is fabulous today. It is wonderful. Wonderful. It's 12:58 in the PM for April 10th, 2018. Thank you guys for coming in today. We appreciate you guys being on the show. This is, as I've said, this is Eminem, Pastor Malachi. And share this out with your friends. Let them know that I'm on and we're getting ready to do this thing. There's a question. There's a question I'd like to ask you. And basically that question is, what makes you think you're good enough? What makes you think you're good enough? Who said you were good enough? Why do you think you're good enough? Those are some serious questions. Those are some very serious questions when you really think about who said you were good enough? Why do you think you're good enough? And here's another leading question I want to ask you is, why do you choose to lead? Those of you that are in leadership positions, and that could be in any capacity of your life, of your career, and your ministry, why do you choose to lead? What was it that sparked you to get up one morning and say, I want to be a leader? Truly, what was it? Was it the leading of the Lord? Was it an unction? Was it an epiphany? Was it something that you ate the night before? What was it? Because I realize in some of my study and what I've been doing and talking to, different leaders throughout, my lifetime and talking to different people that are ministers, pastors, bishop, elders, missionaries, all in leadership capacity, whether they're CEO, corporate leaders, whether they're managers, supervisors, in any capacity of leadership. Why do you think they chose to lead? And you have to ask yourself, if you're going into leadership, if you're thinking of going into leadership and you want to go into leadership, you really have to ask yourself, why? Why do I want to lead? What makes me think I'm a good leader? Because most often what I found is people become leaders because doing so was merely the next logical thing or next logical step in their career. Is that where you're at today? Is that the next logical step to your career, is to become a leader, become a manager, become supervisor, whatever that capacity in life it is? But the thing about them or whoever, when they think that's the next logical step in their career is to become a leader, many think they know what they want to get from that particular position. Now, think about it. When you decide or you've decided or you decided that you wanted to be in leadership, did you really know what you wanted to get out of that position? What is it that you want to get out of the position? What is it that you want to get out of the position? And this is something that you're going to have to look at. You're going to have to write this down. You're going to have to put it before you every day. You're going to have to make it visible to yourself. You're going to have to say, what do I want to get out of this position? Is it the challenge? I know a lot of people love challenge. My wife, she loves a good challenge. And if she's not being challenged on a job or a particular task, she gets bored because she's very creative and high strung in a prophetic way, in a creative way, that if she's not being challenged, she's ready to move on to something else. She's ready to move to that next level, that next dominion, that next area in her life that's going to challenge her. And a lot of us, we need to be in a position where we're going to be challenged. A lot of us, we're so complacent in where we are that we're comfortable being comfortable, and there's no challenge. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that I want to get out of that position? In the position that I'm going for, what is it that I really want? You that are ministers, pastors, elders, leaders in a ministerial type of format. You know, you lead a church, you lead an organization, you lead a nonprofit, whatever that particular area is in your life, you have to ask yourself, do I really know what I want to get out of this position? Is it a new challenge? Is it more prestige? Do I want to be known? Do I want to be well known? Do I want people to say my name? You know, say my name, say my name. Do I want them to say my name? Do I want them, when I walk by, they go, you know what, that's so-and-so. That I know that person. I've seen that person. Is it prestige? Is it to have that corner office, the biggest office in the building, the biggest staff, have a personal secretary, whatever? What is it? Is it better pay? That's something to consider. Is it better pay? Is that what you're seeking after? Is that what you're looking to get, is better pay? Now, again, with my wife, because she likes being challenged, now there's things that come with being challenged and being able to, let's say, compete in that area and to overcome those challenges. Pay raises are due. Pay raises are expected. You should be expected to be paid for your worth. What are you worth? So in challenging yourself, in a challenging position, you should be paid according to the level of difficulties that position holds. Why do you want to be leader? Why do you choose to lead? And this is what we're talking about today. Why do you choose to lead? Again, tag them, tag in the day, tag your friends, tag your loved ones, tag those that you feel that they don't need to be in leadership, or you feel that they need to be in leadership. Either way it goes, they need to hear this today. People need to hear about the different questions that I've asked. Is why do you want to be a leader? What makes you think you're a leader? What makes you think you're good enough? Why do you think you're good enough? Who told you you were good enough to lead? Many have a tenuous grasp on what they hope to give in a particular situation or a particular position. They've gotten this reason to lead, right? They have a reason to lead, but they are very vague about their purpose of leading. And that right there is dangerous. When you have a desire to lead and you have a purpose in your life, that you say you have a purpose in your life, you have a reason why you want to lead, but you're very vague in the purpose. That's insufficient. That's very insufficient. And why do I say that it's insufficient? Because leadership is very hard work. Now, many people will argue the fact that, no, it's not hard. Well, it might come easy to you, but to the normal people, those that are average, ordinary, like myself, leadership is hard work. Vanessa, how are you? Leadership is hard work. When you really look at it in all aspects, it can be hard work because of all the things you're dealing with. It requires grit. Would you not agree? It requires grit. It requires tenacity. It requires time. If anything that we can agree on is leadership requires a lot of your time. A lot of your time. Now, without a clear purpose that drives you, you have to have a clear purpose that drives you. I often say, Joey, what's up? Good to see you. I often say that we all are born with a purpose. We're all born with this drive within us. But many of us, we do not tap in to what God has already placed within us. He had already birthed in us the purpose, his purpose. We don't really tap into that. But without a clear, crystal clear, I mean a crystal clear purpose that drives you, is leading really worth the endless hours? Is it worth the arduous labor of figuring out forecasts and budgets, weekly and monthly and annual reports? Is it worth the grumbling? Now, on a entry level, you get a lot of grumbling, and the higher you get, the grumbling gets even worse. People just grumble. Is it worth the travel? See, these are some of the things you have to think about when you say that I know I'm good. I know that I'm worth XYZ, figures of income. I know that I'm good. They said I'm good. Is it really worth all that comes with the leadership? And I'm not trying to discourage anyone from going into leadership, because leadership, if you're talented and skillful enough to go into leadership, I say go into leadership, but have a thought in mind. Why am I going into leadership? Why do I want to be a leader? Who says I could lead? Who says I can lead? Who said I'm good enough? Why do I think I'm good enough to lead? Who wants to lead? Who wants to follow me? If I got into leadership, would they follow me? These are a lot of serious questions that we have to ask ourselves. Will it be worth the steadfast devotion to spending more of your waking hours at work than anywhere else? There are a lot of people that are in the sales industry. You look at insurance, all natures of insurance, people that are in the sales industry. There's a lot of time that they're away from their family. There are a lot of time that they're away, from their home because of the position that they hold. They're out in the field, they're traveling, they're going from state to state, city to city, staying in different hotels, staying in different motels because it's their job. What's up, J. Kev? Good to see you, man. But is it worth all of that? The sacrifice of not being around your family, the sacrifice of building a legacy. Is it worth it? In some cases, I say, yes, it is worth it. When I was a single dad, with two small children, I used to tell them, Dad has to work the way that I have to work in order for you to be able to have what you want to have later on in life. Either Daddy is going to sacrifice now in order for you to enjoy life later, or we can enjoy life now and we just sacrifice later. It's your choice, but when you sit down and you talk to them in a way that they can understand, say, look, I have to work. I have to be away from home. I have to we have to sacrifice. You have to help me with this, children. We have to sacrifice in order for us to be able to do what we want to do later. Disney World, Disneyland, Knoxbury Farm, Magic Mountain, traveling the world extensively. These are the things that you have to sell your children. You have to sell your family on this to let them know, hey, if I do XYZ now, later on we can have the rest of the alphabet. and once they get in, once they're sold, once they see it, you have no more problems. But is it worth the sacrifice? And like I said, in some cases, it is worth the sacrifice to get what you want in life and out of life. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice right now in order to have what you want to have later on in life? A lot of people don't want to sacrifice. A lot of people don't want to work. I hear young people today say, I don't like working. I'm like, really? So you think you just going to lay up on your parents, eat all the food, dirty all the sheets, have them buy all the laundry detergent for your behind, because you don't want to go work. You don't want to commit. You don't want to, you don't want to help out. Really? Come on. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. The sacrifice. My son, I'm very proud of my children. And let me tell you something. When you have children that you are very proud of, and they're doing things in life that you taught them after, being rambunctious through their early years, but they've grown to a level of responsibility, I say brag on them. Let them know and let the world know that you're proud of them. Let them know that you're very proud of their accomplishments and what they're doing in life, because it's so easy for them to be on the back road, embarrassing you, bringing embarrassment to the family and to the household. So if they're doing something in life and it's positive, it's creative, it's bringing about change, these different things there, I say brag on them and stop worrying about people that say, oh, they're always bragging on their kids. Well, why not? Either the brag is going to be, and it's really not the brag, oh, my kids are in and out of prison, they're in and out of jail, they're smoking weed, they're drinking, they're hanging out on the street all night, oh, they're always partying, they sleep in all day, they don't work. Now, would you rather hear that, or would you rather hear, I am so proud of my children that they've grown to be the man and woman that they are today, successful in whatever capacity that might be, learned, love to work. My son, he told us the other day, he says, Dad, I love working. I enjoy working. He if it was up to him, because he's a hairstylist, he would work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And I tell him, son, even in that, you have to be wise. You have to be wise in how much time that you give to a particular job, career, talent, because you need rest. You need to shut it down and allow yourself to be revitalized. But I'm so proud of my children because they've gotten to a place in their life that they are now realizing, I mean, they've realized it, earlier, but I'm saying now, they realized that all that I said to them and all that I taught them and all that I said they couldn't do and all, mean daddy, oh, I don't like daddy. I was okay. I was cool with that. They didn't have to like me. They don't have to like you when they're young. You're not trying to be their friend while they're growing up in your home. You're the parent. You're parenting. You're teaching them. You're training them in the way that they should go. So when they do get to that age, they will not depart from that training. And all that I instilled in those children, my children, I see the fruits of my labor. And I'm so proud that they're successful in their careers. They're successful in their lives. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she's going to be 30 years old. Can you believe it? Oh, my God. When I think about that, it blows my mind to think my oldest baby is going to be 30 years old. Beautiful family, beautiful husband. She has bought 3 homes. First home she bought, she was 22 years old. How many young people do you know that have invested in such a way in life? 3 homes. Each home was bigger. That's an accomplishment that any parent should be proud of. Has awesome children. Yes, I can brag on that. Because like I said, it's easy to talk about the negative. It's easy to say, oh, those kids are just terrible. Oh, those kids are just awful. Oh, they're terrible, right? It's easy to talk that way. But when they're doing something positive, that's when you need to shout it from the rooftops. Doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter if people like it or not. It does not matter. Pastor JP, what's up, man? Let people know that your children are doing something positive. Let them know that they're doing something that's constructive in the society instead of destructive in society. It's that training, it's that teaching. So, as I was saying, is it worth spending every waking hour working on your dream, working on your vision, than being anywhere else? You're at home, you're working on your vision. You're at home, you're working on your dreams. Every waking hour, you're working on your dreams, you're working on your vision. You're working on changing for the better. You're working on how to help other people. You're working on these things that's going to bring about a positive change to people instead of focusing on the negative that's not happening. Think about it. Without purpose, will you be okay spending life completely immersed in your leadership duties, virtually every second of your existence for the foreseeable future? Without purpose, think about it now. That was the key point here was when I first started, the question was, without purpose, will you be okay spending your life completely immersed in your leadership duties, virtually every second of your existence for the foreseeable future? That takes some nerve to be working endlessly without a purpose. That don't even sound good. I'm working hard. Why? I don't know. I don't have a purpose in life. I'm just working hard. What? Seriously? You working that hard and you don't have a purpose? Wow. What would that person be like if they had that purpose in mind? If they knew the purpose that God had birthed in them and they worked endlessly and they worked tirelessly in their leadership duties every second of their existence because they see the foreseeable future is a blessed life. Will it be worth the steadfast devotion? Dennis, what's up, Pastor Dennis? Will it be worth the steadfast devotion of spending more of your waking hours at work than anywhere else? Is it? Think about that. Knowing why you want to lead, it provides a profound well of energy that you can draw upon. It's a reservoir of virtually much deeper than just finding meaning in your work. In your work. I'm going to say it again. Knowing why. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Knowing why you want to lead provides a profound well. You know what a well is? Where you draw water? It's a well of energy to draw upon. It's a reservoir of virtually much deeper than just finding meaning for your work. Let me share this example. Let's say that you're marketing latex gloves, okay? That's your job. You're marketing latex gloves, right? You're going from store to store, business to business, shop to shop, and you're marketing all these latex gloves. You got all kind of colors. You got purple, you got green, you got blue, you got polka dot, you got powdered, you have non-powdered. You just got latex gloves, okay? Now, you got the picture. Now you may find meaning in the fact that you're helping prevent the spread of infectious diseases. Okay. That's why you're marketing latex glove. However, that doesn't necessarily mean you will find the work personally fulfilling. Do you even know what it means to add value as a leader? Finding fulfillment in your career, finding fulfillment in your purpose, finding fulfillment in your life, finding fulfillment in your ministry, finding fulfillment where you are right now in life. That's what we're talking about. Because you're going to have to consider this definition. Meaning is a matter of context. Meaning, you know what it means to have purpose. You know what it means to be successful. You know what it means to work long hours at night for a foreseeable future. Hey, Kaysen, Hey man, how you doing? Here's Paul. It's finding and fulfilling that purpose. Do you even know what that means to add value as a leader? And this is why I say we have to consider meaning is a matter of context, of understanding how your work adds value to someone somewhere. Are you adding value to someone somewhere? Whether it's personal, you're adding value to someone right there in front of you. You're adding value to people in your life right there where you are. Or is it adding value to someone that you don't even see? People that you haven't even met. It's like this format here, me doing, doing live videos and doing podcasts and things like that. There are literally thousands of people that I'm reaching that the Lord is allowing me to add value to that person's life. I don't even know them. Meaning is a matter of context, of understanding how your work adds value to someone somewhere. I know the meaning of adding value to someone else's life by the messages that God drops in my spirit and drops in my heart to share with you. Do you know? Do you understand that? Do you grasp that concept? To know that I'm adding value to someone. I'm adding value to someone's life that I don't even know. It's easy to talk a good game, but you know what they say in the street. You talk it, but can you walk it? That's what we have to really think about. Can you add value to someone else's life somewhere in life? Somewhere in this world, can you add value to their life? And I'm going to leave you with this thought. I came across this thought, and I thought it was a profound thought. It says that purpose, in contrast, is deeply personal. How many know that purpose is deeply personal? I do. Every time I think about the purpose that God has birthed in me and I'm allowing him to use me, and I go in and spend time in my prayer closet. My wife is very supportive of that. She knows that when I go in that closet, I'm about to get busy with God. I'm about to go in and talk to God. I'm about to go in, it ain't a matter of me going in there and complaining. Sometimes I'll complain, sometimes I'll be like, hey, just giving him praise. But to know you have a wife that stands behind you, that's by your side, that's saying, babe, whatever that you want to do, I'm supporting you. I'm with you. I'll pray with you. I'll pray for you. I'm with you because I have purpose. I have a vision. God has given you a vision. He's given you purpose. You need to add that value, add value to someone else's life somewhere else. Purpose is contrast. In contrast, is deeply personal. It is about finding your place in the larger scheme of things. It is about thoroughly loving what you do. Do you love what you do? You can be retired and hate life. You can be retired and hate your surroundings. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you have to work or you have to be in a career in order to love what you do. You can love being retired. There's nothing wrong with that. You've worked hard all your life, all your adult life. Some people have worked since they were 12 years old and they retired when they're 55, 65, 75, whatever. My brother used to say, I'm not going to retire. I just got tired. But it's about thoroughly loving what you do in life. Do you really love what you do? My wife was telling me yesterday, she says, babe, I really enjoy working in the insurance industry. I love that. And you could tell she loves it because she has a drive. It's a tenacity. It's about helping people, and it's about educating people. It's about getting people to understand the right protection they need in life just in case the unforeseeable happens. That's why she loves what she does. And she's finding other areas that God can bless her to be more effective and bring more value to more people. And when you do that, you are rewarded greatly. And you should be. You should be rewarded what you're worth. What are you worth? What is it that you're worth? What is it that you think you're worth? How much do you think you're worth? People say, it ain't all about that. Yes, it is. It is about being paid what you're worth. I heard a pastor or a pastor leader ask another leader that used to do a lot of speaking around town, around the country, around the world. He would speak. And a company had asked him to be their guest speaker. And he asked the other pastor, he says, you know, as a motivational speaker, how much should I ask them for? You know, the contract. What should I ask? He said, well, the other motivational speaker pastor says, what do you think you're worth? You know, what do you think your time's worth? He says, well, $4,000, $5,000. He says, is that what you think you're worth? He says, well, it's, you know, for an hour, hour and a half. He goes, is that what you think you're worth? $3,000, $4,000. Is that what you think you're worth? And he thought about it, you know, and he's like, well, what would you say to them? He said, $25,000. He's like, and without a bat in an eye, he says, starting $25,000. That's what I think my time is worth to go into these companies and talk to these companies about, you know, what it is that they want me to talk about. That's what I think I'm worth. 25. And so this is what he did. He turned around, he wrote on the contract, $25,000, sent it into him. And he said to the company the next day, the check was in the mail, $25,000. Just think if he did not believe in his ability and believe in his talent and believe in his skill, he would have wrote down $3,000, $4,000. Now, granted, okay, that's nothing to shake a stick at. $3,000 for an hour, $4,000 for an hour. Many of us would be happy with that. Would you agree? We'd be like, dude, keep moving. I would love $4,000 an hour. But think about your worth and don't be afraid to say what you want. That's the problem with a lot of us. We're afraid to say what we really want. What is it that you want? He wrote it down and he got it. My daughter, she was sharing with me, and she was really making me smile and tear up because she was telling me how she was trusting God and allowing God to really move her in the area of faith. He's been really dealing with her in her faith. And she said, Dad, if I didn't ask, I wouldn't get it. Yeah. If I didn't ask, I wouldn't get it. You need to ask and be confident that you will get it. So, and I told her, you know, because she was telling me about my granddaughter and how she loves to speak. I think she's 10. I need to get that right. 10 years old, and she loves to speak. She's bilingual, speaks Spanish fluently. And I told her the same thing. I said, you know what? Continue to birth that and nurture that, cultivate that in her life about speaking. And she'll be able to go anywhere and speak fluently, clearly, audibly. I mean, she'll be able to articulate it, and she can ask whatever she wants. And I told her, starting $25,000 an hour. Yes, I did. $25,000 as a public speaker, starting. Don't be afraid to ask what you're worth. And the reason why we don't get it is because we're afraid to ask for it. Oh, $100 an hour. And we're so mealy-mouthed. We're so complacent. Oh, $25. What? Is that what you're worth? $25? Well, you might think that's what you're worth. People say, it ain't about the money. No, come on. You have been trained and taught prolifically how to speak in front of a crowd. Don't you think that your time, your effort, your education, your ability, your gifts should be well compensated? Yes, they should be. Pray and ask the Lord to help you with that. That might be something you're struggling with, asking people for money to pay you. You just want to work for free. You just want to go out and just work for free. Well, you go on out there and work for free. See how that works on your bills and your mortgage, your rent, food in the cabinets. Your children, they're not trying to hear you working for free. They're hungry. You need to go out there and make something. So what am I saying? You have to love what you do. And because you love what you do, you hone that craft, you hone that talent, and you become professionalized in that industry of what you love to do. That's why they have Shark Tank. So many people have created an idea, from a dream, from a vision, and they've gotten to the point to where now they need help. They need finances. They need backing. And so they get to the Shark Tank. And the Shark Tank, if they see value in it, they're like, hey, I'm in. If they don't, they say, no, I'm not in. I'm out. But many times that they're in, those companies have reaped thousands and billions of dollars a year because someone else saw the value in that. So when I asked you at the beginning of this cast, what makes you think you're good enough? Your talent makes you good enough. Your ability makes you good enough. Your skill makes you good enough. And most of all, the Spirit of God says you're good enough. The Spirit of God says that you are able to do anything. If you ask and you believe God for it, you can do it. You can achieve it. Because it's about being so energized by your calling that you feel so compelled within you to stand on top of the mountain, stand on top of the house, and scream at the top of your lungs, this is what I am meant to do. This is what I was meant to do. Can you say that? Can you say that? This is what I was meant to do. Are you living what's in you? You have to live what's in you, guys. Are you living what's in you today? Are you living what's in you? Remember, God created you to be great. He created you to be wonderful. He created you to be marvelous. Are you acting like it? So, what makes you think you're good enough? What makes you think you're able to lead? What makes you think you're ready to lead? And you turn around and you tell yourself, because of my abilities, because of the faith that I have in God, because God said so, because his word is full of promises, and I'm standing on the promises of God, that I can do anything in Christ. I can do anything in Christ. That's why that's why I know I'm ready to lead. That's why I know I can lead. That's why I know I'm called to be a leader. That's why I know. You hear what I'm saying? That's you talking. I'm you talking to you. This is your reflection. This is your reflection for today. You are good enough. You are worth what you get paid. You're worth more than what they're trying to pay you right now. You can and you will. All right, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave you right there. This has been your boy Eminem, Pastor Malachi, on Tuesday's version of Motivation for the Day. We talked about why do you choose to lead? Do you know why you want to lead? I hope so. After what we've talked about today, I hope you're ready to lead. I hope you're ready to launch out there and just take the bull by his horn and just hang on. Go for that ride. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful afternoon. I pray that God continues to bless you, continues to move in your life in a great way. I pray that as you go out to be the leader that God has called you to be, that you be the successful leader that brings value to someone somewhere. Always know that God is on the throne and you are more victorious with him in your life than without him in your life. Are you ready to lead? Are you ready to take the bull by his horn? Are you ready to change the world? I hope so. Many of you that are in young ministries, many of you that are working for the Lord, many of you that are out there in secular jobs, remember, you can do everything you want to do within reason. But you have to have faith in God. You have to know that God is standing with you and standing behind you. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Share it out with your friends, share it with your loved ones, and share it with those that you know need to hear about why they think they want to lead. Are they ready to lead? Are you ready to lead again? You guys come back on Friday. Who knows? I might come back Wednesday, tomorrow. I might come back tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see you guys on the other side. Be blessed. I can't leave without saying, Christine, I love you, honey. Love you, baby girl. Love you so much. And I'll see you when you get home from work. All right, guys. Stand firm in the Lord. Stand firm, stand firm. And know this. Love God. Love yourself. And love others. It comes easier that way. Why? Because we want you to live, hope, and to change. Be blessed, guys. And we'll see you on the other side.